Oh, hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Pierre's Panic Room. You know how we do it every week. We get the craziest, the greatest, interviewers and interviewees. Well, I'm the interviewer, so it is what it is. Well, welcome back to another episode of Pierre's Panic Room. Another great show. So before we start off, I got to read the comments that y'all leave. And y'all leave some reckless comments, man. I don't know if y'all leave reckless comments or my crew just love to highlight the recklessness in this shit. Okay, y'all something else, boy. Woo! I'm going to hire me somebody else, man, to look at these comments, because unless y'all all talking trash about me like that all the time, that what y'all doing? Well, here's one of the ones I did when I did the first time I met Eddie Murphy and Johnny Gill. Dale Rich says, damn, how broke are you? That chair is fucked. Man, you don't leave my damn chair alone, man. This is the best IKEA had, okay? This is what the IKEA did. We put it together real quick, man. Don't talk about the chair. Shit. It looked good on camera, though. Damn y'all. So, damn you, Dale Rich. Henry Story, he said, this brother's not funny. Oh, man, come on, player. You can't do that. That's like saying you see a Rolls Royce, say that's whack, man. I don't like Rolls Royces. Come on, bro. Oh, come on. I'm not funny? I'm not funny, homie? Is that what you're saying? Man, go on with that. Henry Story. Really? They still naming niggas Henry? Okay. That old slave name. Oh, hard working at nigga, okay? Like your hands look like gloves and shit, all right? This is from the Rodney Perry episode when I interviewed my man Rodney Perry. Kid Dawn, 77 says, continue doing what you're doing. We appreciate these interviews and thank you. See, that's what I'm talking about. Kid Dawn, I appreciate that, man. 77 or 777. I appreciate that. Is the rest of that number 9311? A girl, she gave me that number one time. I was in the club, I swear she wrote that down. She wrote 777-9311. But she put the error code before, and I actually thought it was right. This was early on when I wasn't, my pimping skill wasn't good. But she wrote that, I said, okay, cool. She had 30, I'm from D.C., Maryland. She had 301-777-9311, 11. I was like, all right, cool. And I got to the car, I was like, 777-9311. Oh, this bitch ain't shit. This ain't shit. But it was what it was. All right, y'all, we got this great guest. Mental health is really serious issue, man, especially in the black community. A lot of celebrities are going through it, and they're taking time off of sports and so forth. So we got a licensed therapist that's coming through, going to help us out and, maybe learn about it. And if you have somebody who is suffering from it or you're suffering from yourself, you might get some notes from this young lady, okay? She's a licensed therapist. Give it up for the one and only Arlevia Deloach. Give it up. Come on, give it up, young lady. Oh, my God. Deloach. How you doing, young lady? No, give me love. Come on, have a seat. Right. So, yeah, have a seat. I am the butcher, so pull it a little closer because it might be. So I'm a little butcher. Say your name to the camera one more time. Your name is?
Arlevia Deloach.
See, that's how nice that is. She said it so nicely. I mean, I understand.
I've been saying it for some time now.
Some time? Like, okay. Well, cool. So you're a licensed therapist. Oh, wow.
Yes,
What made you get into that field?
Well, along the way, hurt people.
Oh, okay. That's true.
Okay, that's one of our that's one of our sayings in the mental health field. But a lot of times, hurt people heal people too.
Okay.
So one of the things that one of the reasons why I started was because I went through some things in childhood and growing up and throughout my span of lifetime. So I decided I wanted to give back to be able to help people.
Okay, so you're from a small town in Mississippi,
Absolutely.
Right? Is it Ellensville or something?
Ellisville.
Mm-hmm. What's that near? What's Ellisville near?
Hattiesburg.
Well, that seems small too. There's a big college.
Brett Favre, home of the Golden Eagles. How about that?
That's the reason why I don't know it either. Brett Favre, no. I go light-skinned quarterback, now. Okay?
He light-skinned too.
No, he little too light. I'm down for the Patrick Mahone, okay? We'll see what happens with that.
That way.
Yeah, that part. Okay, so you grew up there, what's your family looking like? You got mother and father together?
Yeah, mother and father not together.
Okay. All right.
So I could have daddy issues, but I choose not to.
Okay.
So that would have been one reason.
Mm-hmm.
Raised by my mother and my grandmother.
Yeah, siblings?
2 brothers, 10 years apart. One's older, one's younger.
Wow, so you're kind of in the middle. Okay.
Then I have a sister younger than me.
Okay.
So there is an older brother than me, then my younger sister, and then my youngest brother.
Oh, wow,
so
okay.
I was the oldest girl, so I was the caretaker. So I had to take care of everybody.
So you've always been around trying to help people out, basically.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Did I always use the word that ruined your childhood, but did you have a chance to just be a child if you felt like you were like raising kids and raising your family?
Well, kind of, sort of, because I was going to have what I had to have. But, there were some other underlying issues that kind of took away from my childhood as well.
Okay.
Because, I went through some traumatic things as a child that we don't like to talk about, as far as sexual abuse and things like that. We try to sweep under the rug.
I hear that happen a lot. It's funny. I used to think it was white people stuff because in movies you would see white men doing that stuff until Color Purple came out. And I said, oh, okay. But yeah, a lot of black folks do that. Like I didn't know sisters got raped, like black women got raped. I'm sorry for being ignorant. I didn't know that because I didn't even, that's like white people shit.
It happens a lot more
But it happens
than you
a lot.
know. Yes, because in the black community, what go on in my house, stay in my house. And even with, sexual abuse, uncles do it to their nieces, nephews, nieces and nephews. Let's be clear.
Okay.
And, stepfathers do it to their stepchildren. Natural fathers do it to their daughters and sometimes their sons. So it goes on a lot more often than we want to admit.
Would you say it happens more in like rural areas and cities and stuff like that? Or you see like, because it seems like it's a little more hush-hush in the rural area.
It's more hush-hush in the rural areas. In the cities, it's more like people are trying to break free. People are trying to break out of it. They're not wanting to allow that to continue to go on. Whereas, in rural areas, it's like, well, we don't want anybody to know. They're trying to keep it on the low. They want to, it's like the thing you keep sweeping under the rug until the pile gets too high.
Right, wow.
That's kind of how it goes.
All right, so as a young girl, you're taking care of your siblings a little more because you're the oldest one. When do are you really good at school? Is that how it got you to where you got to?
Yes, I was like, even though I was dealing with what I was dealing with, I had anger issues, straight A's in school.
Nice.
If you mess with me, girl, boy, dog, I didn't care what you was. I was whipping your tail.
Woo!
Yeah, I was a firecracker.
Was you? Okay.
Don't play.
Don't play with you like that?
No.
So were you ever overprotective of your siblings? Were you fighting for them all the time?
Absolutely. Of my sister and my younger brother, I was always overprotective. And my older brother was always overprotective of everybody, too.
Okay.
So we just was like the overprotective crowd.
Right. So you said you had anger issues, and that's why, okay. Because I'm trying to get into your mental health before you got to helping other people. That's why my little thing. So then you get, what college did you go to?
So I went to the University of Southern Miss. I got my bachelor's degree there.
In what?
In psychology.
Oh, you went for psychology. Okay, cool.
And then when I got to Georgia, because I moved to Georgia after I got my bachelor's degree. And
you moved by yourself to Georgia or your family?
By myself with my son.
Oh,
my son was 2 years old, and I moved to the.
You wasn't that angry. You got some time to do some things.
Oh,
okay? Things went got down. Okay. You ain't nothing 2-year-old in real quick. Okay, you doing a little something. Okay.
Well, I did a little something.
Yeah. Okay.
I got married.
Oh, wow,
at a very young age.
Wow. Okay.
I was 7 months pregnant.
Okay.
And kind of sort of when I look back at it, I kind of feel like it was a shotgun wedding.
Wow. Okay, really?
Because my son's father was kind of like, he was 8 years older than me. Okay. He wanted to get married.
Young thing, he said he want that little thing. Okay, I'll go ahead. Don't laugh about it now. It's over with.
He wanted to get married because he already had a child.
Oh, okay.
And he said that he didn't want another child out of wedlock.
Okay. Oh.
And if I would have thought about it then more clearly.
Sure.
We were already conceived out of wedlock, so,
right.
I did it. It didn't last long because it was abusive, and so I had to get out of that situation.
Wow. It's like before you became 21 years old, you saw a lot and been through a lot.
Absolutely.
Wow. I can see why you're going, you went towards what you went to. Okay, so you're in college and you come to Georgia. Mm-hmm. Wow, in Georgia. What year was you in Georgia?
I came here in 2003.
Oh, Freaknik was over
no,
with, girl. You was all right.
2003.
Okay, now you missed Freaknik. I was here in the 90s. When
I used to sneak up here.
Oh, girl, we might lay on this couch. Let me talk to you. Let me be your therapist. Yeah, okay.
I told you I was a little.
A little something.
Yeah, I used to.
Okay, so you snuck up here during Freaknik.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I was chaperoned because I was singing and performing way back in the day. So I would come and do some performances and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes I would sneak.
Okay, yeah. Women get like that. Y'all, I just think women are very innocent, but now y'all get a little something. Y'all, when y'all want it, y'all want it. If y'all want the party, you want the party.
Yeah, we're gonna get a little party.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, so you went to school up here in Georgia, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
I went to Troy University, had a cohort program that was in Milledgeville, Georgia at the time, because that's where I moved to work for Central State Hospital, which was one of the biggest mental health places here in the state of Georgia.
Okay.
And then I worked there for a number of years and kind of got burnt out because of management and that kind of stuff, and went to work in the prison system.
You got burnt out there, and you went to the prison system.
Yeah, well,
Girl, okay.
and worked in substance abuse, where I was able to do substance abuse counseling for inmates who were, dealing with substance abuse and substance use problems.
Right.
Then while I was doing that, that's when I started getting my master's degree in counseling and psychology through Troy University. So
Now in jail, a lot of people come in with substance abuse, but some people abuse in jail too. There's a lot of drugs in jail too.
yes.
Yeah.
And some of them they have because they have them brought in.
Okay.
But some of them they make while they're in there.
The drugs, I heard. But also some people bring some drugs in too.
Oh,
They stick them in all kind of crevices in their body. When they say this joint is the shit, they sometimes be meaning it. You know
Absolutely.
That's where it came from.
Because that's where it came from.
Where it came from. Ooh, wait. Wow. What is some of the what's some of the craziest thing you saw in jail while you was doing that, like an inmate? Like what have you seen?
I've seen a whole lot of stuff. I mean, I've seen a lot of penises, of course.
Wow. Okay.
Because they would always, take it out and do their thing. I've seen a lot of trauma there as well.
But hold on, with the penis thing, I'm just curious. No, I ain't gay. I ain't no penis. But like, how do they do it? They're not handcuffed and they just walk in and they just whip the shit stuff out.
So what happens is when you walk in, like in the prison system, it's like kind of you have a catwalk where you're walking down the sidewalk.
Okay.
And when you're walking down the sidewalk, sometimes they're out on the yard.
Right.
And then when they're out on the yard, they be out there by the fence doing their thing. They whip it out and they do whatever they got to do.
And you happen to be around. Okay, I didn't know if it's like a little room you had to come and sit down with them and talk and they whip it out then.
Sometimes they be playing pocket pool.
Oh, we got to stay there in prison, you know what I'm saying? Well, you got to release that energy and stuff. But okay, you've seen penises before. You ever seen somebody get killed in prison?
No. I have never seen anyone get killed.
Okay.
However, so one of the reasons why I'm a big advocate of suicide prevention is because the first patient that I lost to suicide was in the prison system. And it was, after I looked at it, all of the writings were on the wall.
Okay.
He was an older man. He kept saying that he was going home and
going
home. And I was thinking it was because he had a TPM is what they call it. It's a tentative parole month.
Okay.
And it was actually that month, and the date that they had was the date. And he, more than likely, they were not going to allow him to leave prison because he had been there for years. He was like almost 80 years old, but he was there because of a sexual crime. And so he went into his room. First, he did his whole morning routine.
Right.
Ran the yard, but he didn't eat breakfast. He had been selling all of his things. And when it came to that day, he went in his room and he took his belt and tied it around the door and he hung himself.
Wow. Have you ever seen Shawshank Redemption?
Partially, yes.
Partially. There was a guy that was in the jail, old dude, for a long time. They put him out into the regular world, and he just couldn't survive, and he hung himself.
Right.
Now, how do we get people, since you did a jail thing, how do you know when they're ready to get out, mentally?
So mentally, there is not a real way to tell that a person is ready to get out, because a lot of times a person can be institutionalized, and when that person becomes institutionalized to the point to where they're not feeling a ways of being able to manage bills and manage their mental health and manage themselves as an adult, then that means that they need to be transitioned back into going out into what they call the free world.
Okay.
And as we know it, society. When they are transitioned, sometimes they do well. and sometimes they're not able to function well. And that's why the rate of recidivism is so high, because
Right.
people get out, they feel like they can't take the societal pressures, and they do something and they go back to prison.
Wow. Yeah, I thought about that, because some people, you don't know. I hate to hear stories when somebody did some years and they, for some craziness, and they even murder or something like that, and they did 10, 15, 20 years, and they get out and then they murder somebody. Like, damn, dude, you spent all that time and now you right back to where you started from. But I guess
Right.
it's that mental, they're used to that. It's an everyday living. And sometimes, jail sometimes takes care of you better than the real world. You get out there, at least you got a meal, a place to
Right.
sleep. And
Right.
You got in the real world, you homeless or you can't get a job.
You have
Wow.
to figure it out on your own.
That's
And they're not
good.
used to it.
That's not good. Now the transition place you're talking about, that's like a halfway house you're talking about?
There are some places that are halfway houses, then there are transitional centers. So sometimes the transitional centers come before the halfway houses, because in the halfway houses, that means that they are able to stay there half the day, and then they're able to go out in the world and work and things of that nature. Whereas sometimes in transitional centers, they may not be able to do that.
How do you feel when people kind of do it dismissively, call somebody dismissively, like crazy? Crazy ass, crazy as shit. I know it might irk you, but society sometimes says, lock them up, they're crazy, crazy ass Jimmy or something. How would you want people to not say that or treat people in a way if they're like that? What would you?
Well, because society has modernized that word crazy, sometimes it's difficult to get people to understand, especially when they're referring to people who have severe or persistent mental illnesses, that, those are things that are very derogatory. And so for me, if you can say, that person is kind of ill or, needs to have some type of mental evaluation. And sometimes that can be derogatory too, because people will go around and say, so-and-so didn't take his medicine, they crazy. And that kind of bothers me as well, because, there are normal people, which what is normal? Because I don't really buy into the word normal.
Right.
Because society has, made its standards of what normal is supposed to be. So as it relates to normal, are we normal? Or are the people who are having these mental health issues, are they normal? Is that the norm? What is normal? But as it relates to that, we need to kind of be more sensitive to saying, people who are diagnosed with mental illnesses or a person who has some mental health issues. So that kind of goes over a little better in my thought process.
Right. So let me ask you this question. You've been married, right? And let's just say you've had a couple of boyfriends. You say a couple of them? Were any of them mentally ill?
Oh, yeah.
You ain't with them no more.
So I've had 2 husbands. I've been married and
okay.
divorced twice.
Okay. Does anybody you've ever been with, I don't want to say them 2, but anybody you've ever been with had a mental problem? Because there's some women out there feel like they're dealing with some mentally crazy guys. And there's some mentally crazy women too.
Yes. I can say yes. There have been some of the people that I have dated that have had some.
And you ain't spot that out early? You didn't say, whoa, you fell for the okie doke? The dick was good, that's what it was. The dick over mental all the time.
So
Dick,
what
mental
happened
mentality.
was,
Yeah,
had happened was.
Okay.
So, a lot of times you see the writings on the wall, right?
Right, okay.
And when you see the writings on the wall, you are like, okay, well, maybe that's just, something that is bothering me because it happened with somebody else, or it's triggering.
You're blaming yourself because of
right, or it's a trigger because of some things that I've gone through in the past.
Okay.
However, you allow those things. I've allowed those things to pass by and slide by and that kind of thing. Just sweep it under the rug. He'll get better. He'll change. It'll be different. But that's the reason now why I'm not with the people that I used to be with.
Right.
Because I've learned that, number one, when a person shows you who they are,
Okay.
take them at their word the first time.
You just now getting to learn that?
I learned that some years ago.
Oh, okay. All right.
Some years ago. That's why I'm divorced from the second one.
Oh, okay. Sorry, player. You're missing out, homie. Well, you're not missing out. You missed out. Well, all right. Wait, Mississippi off the chain up in here.
Oh, my God.
Get that camera back a little further. No. All right. So is there a difference between like someone who is bipolar and someone who just has mood swings?
Yes. So because mood swings can be from a number of different things. People who have
I got mood swings.
a depressive disorder can have mood swings.
I'm going through some shit right now.
Okay. Yeah. And then a person that has
bipolar,
is diagnosed with bipolar,
okay,
can have mood swings as well. And so it just depends on the nature of the mood swings and what they're attached to. Because mood swings can, they're and how severe the mood swings are. If the mood swings are pretty severe, 9 times out of the 10, they may be attached to some type of bipolar disorder. But if they're attached to bipolar disorder, that means it has to be a manic component within that situation.
Okay. So hold on, because I'll be honest with you, like rainy days brings me down. If I see rain, I'm done, because I'm a summer kind of person. I like riding my bike, jogging. I like people walking their dog, eating at cafes outside.
Right.
Even women, especially black women, don't like their hair getting wet. They want to be inside when it's raining instead of outside.
Right.
So my friends tease me if they find out it's raining, like, yeah, I know it's raining where you at. I know you ain't happy. And I'm like, wow, why can't I just be happy when it's raining? Like, ooh, it's rain. Some people love rain.
Sometimes.
Am I nutty?
No, some people have what's called seasonal affective symptoms, right?
That's what I am.
And sometimes those seasonal symptoms can come during seasons of the year, right?
Yep.
Which can be associated with seasonal depression and things of that nature. Sometimes they can come when the weather is a certain way. So you just have to be careful about how you allow yourself to think during those times, because you can change the way you think about that time, and it will help you with dealing with your mood. And that those times are triggers for you. So there are different ways that you can think. There are different things that you can do with yourself in order to keep yourself from being down and depressed.
Well, usually when it rains, I do something to take care of the depression, and I go right back to sleep.
So if you keep doing the same things and you're expecting something different to happen.
I don't expect nothing different.
Okay.
Trust me. The
Well,
result is okay with me.
If you expect something different, that's textbook insanity.
Okay.
But if you know that it's going to be the same result,
sleep,
and you keep doing it, that's just as bad.
Okay.
So
I've heard that.
Yeah, you have to do something different in order for something different to happen.
Right. A lot of my friends, when they get down or they think they can help them out, they like to smoke that wickety. Niggas act like we take care of anything. Your car can be broke down. Let me get this joint. I don't think this car. Really? Ain't got nothing to do with your damn car being broke down. Man, my rent due. Let me smoke this joint. It's going to help me out. So do you believe that kind of stuff can help somebody in their moods or their mentality, or are they just crazy? They just talking shit? Be honest.
See, you just said crazy.
Oh, okay. Well, what's a disorder? Manic or something.
As it relates to
them
marijuana,
niggas crazy though. When I know.
there are some medicinal uses.
Okay.
However,
here it comes.
Yes, the medicinal value needs to be determined by a medical doctor. When a doctor says that a person needs to smoke marijuana for medicinal purposes, then it should be used for that. However, as it relates to marijuana, people don't feel like it's a drug.
Right.
They say it's a herb, it's natural, it's from the earth and all that kind of stuff, but they don't realize all of the things that marijuana goes through in order to get to them where they are. There are certain types of marijuana that may be from the earth that are, natural, that have not been, altered in any kind of way. And if there are any out there are being sold on the street, then they're getting, a good quality. However, a lot of things that people are buying on the street have added cotton candy, pineapple, green apple, perp. I could just keep going.
Obviously, you know about this. I have no idea what it is, but okay.
Yeah.
So do you recommend or not recommend people smoking weed when they
not because it can cause mood swings. It can cause a whole lot of different symptoms that are related to different disorders that would be diagnosed just because a person may be smoking marijuana.
What? Right.
Because a person's withdrawal from, marijuana can look like anxiety disorder, or it can look like a depressive disorder, because, people do get mood swings when they can't get that stuff.
Right, sure.
You know what I'm saying? When they can't smoke, they don't have them $10, that $20 if they can't smoke.
Right.
Guess what's going to happen? They're going to be down. They're going to act like they lost their best friend.
Oh, yeah. Well, in this little segment right here, the dislike button got hit a lot from my homies and shit. I'm telling you right now. Ding, 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 ding. We don't like what she's talking about. Ding, 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 ding. So that went from there. So, okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay, it was all thumbs up.
Like,
that last,
shut up from
once
that.
she said weed ain't no good for right there. Even my camera girl, she's like, oh, she threw her head down like, she high right now. Okay, shit. So it's what it is. All right. So okay, if not weed, is it holistic stuff people could take? You think? Would you recommend if people are in a mental state? They, besides pills, because a lot of people prescribe pills. The doctors prescribe a lot of pills. I hear it's like it's like trying to make the pharmacy company richer and stuff. So they just shove pills down people's mind when something's wrong with them. Is there another way besides pills, holistically, maybe you can take?
There are a lot of different ways that you can get well if you have a mental illness. Okay. However, the best thing to do is make sure that the doctor that you're dealing with, you trust.
Okay.
The first thing you want to do is try therapy.
Okay.
If therapy doesn't work and your therapist feels like you should do something additional to therapy as far as going to see a psychiatrist, then that's what you should do. And you should look for a psychiatrist that that read reviews. Mm-hmm. Look to see if this person is like a pill pusher, because a lot of people, have come into contact with pill pushers, and pill pushers are, popular because sometimes people do want to get pills and they want to get, whatever. But a lot of times if it is, certain disorders that people have, they want certain drugs, and they go to certain doctors that they know will give them those certain drugs. So, and even there are people who don't want to take medicine. So if you don't, then there are herbal things that you can try in order to help with moods and things of that nature. So it's something that you would kind of have to look into. It's not one thing I subscribe to or tell people to go look for this or look for that. But
how can we change the taboo in the black, society? About going to see a therapist or psychologist. We all think, man, you can't handle yourself, player. You can't do it yourself. So I know you've seen that and heard that. How do we, not make it so taboo to go see a psychiatrist or a therapist?
I actually hear it a lot.
Okay.
Because people don't think that, therapy is real. They think that you just going to tell somebody your problems and what they're going to do about it. When it comes to therapy, therapists are to help a person to come up with a treatment plan to help them to work through. That means they're coming up with goals, objectives, and they're developing interventions by which the therapist is going to help them with dealing with those things. And that comes about from theoretical approaches that we learn how to help people in managing these symptoms and, working with their disorders. And as it relates to them telling people to go pray about it and to just go smoke and that kind of thing, those kind of things don't help with, learning any kind of skill to help you deal with anything except for avoidance. And avoidance is not dealing with anything. Avoidance is avoiding it. And when people avoid things, they get stuck at certain points. That's why a lot of people get stuck and they start doing these regression behaviors where you'll see a grown person acting like a child. That's because there are some things that they haven't dealt with.
I know some females like that. Oh, have mercy. Now let me ask you: when does a person? How can a person know it's time to go see a therapist?
When they get to a place where they're not able to manage that behavior, and that behavior is causing them problems in their home life, their work life, their social life. If they're not able to manage that in any of these across the board in any of those situations, they need to go seek some type of help.
Okay. I've seen it permeate into now the sports realm. It used to be like, man, shake it off. I never heard any sports people going to see a doctor, a therapist. It was
Right.
never. Now they're actually stopping their games. I don't want to play no more. And like, what was it? Naomi Osaka and Simone Biles. They both just said, I'm stopping right in the middle of
Until
it.
I get myself together.
Together, right. Wow. I guess you're the most important person to yourself, but when you have a team you play for, I guess it's like you just say, damn the team, it's about me. Like, and I understand if you keep on playing, you might be worse. Like, how do you do this? I mean, just do like they do, just quit. I mean, those two are individuals.
Right.
But I think there's been a couple of basketball players that sat out, just said, no, yeah.
Sometimes it's more important to take care of yourself. Yes, there is a team.
But do that off season. Shit, do that while you ain't playing. Can you work on yourself off season? But go ahead, I'm listening. All right.
The mental illness does not just happen in the off season. If it's affecting your ability to play in the on season, you want to take care of it then.
Well, nigga, we trying to get a championship. We trying to win the champ. We need you.
Trying to get a check.
And they get a check. Okay, you know what? When you got to take a mental illness break, you ain't getting no check. How about
They
that?
still gonna
I
get
bet your
their
ass
check.
get fixed up. Oh, no, I think I feel better now. I think my mind's together. But I get it. But man, that is weird. We're going into what could the team do so that person's not that stressed out or whatever the mental illness is? Can the team help out so it doesn't happen like that?
It depends upon if the team is working together as a real team.
Okay.
Because maybe part of the load that they're having to pull on the team is causing a lot of the stress that they're dealing with,
Right. I meant the whole company too, like the whole organization. How do they say, hey, man, do you think, like, could they do mental health tests before the season starts or every other week or something to say, hey, man, where you at with this right here? Do you know what I'm saying? Or
My honest opinion is that that's one thing that they should do.
Okay.
Also, a lot of these teams should have a full staff of psychologists for testing. That's number one. Counselors for providing therapy across the board because, these people are in high demand.
Right, sure.
And these fields are very high demand. They need some self-care, okay? And they need to be able to go to see somebody without having to take off work to do that, The same way that a lot of jobs have EAP, which is employee assistance programs, where you can go on and take off and you can go see a therapist when you need to. If you're dealing with something, they need to be able to do that as well.
Right. Wow. But it seems like lately a lot of that's been popping up. Like Prince Henry, I think it was Oprah. Isn't it like almost in every sector of entertainment and sports? I'm quite sure it's, regular people who got regular jobs going through there. But it just seems
Absolutely.
like now, I don't want to say it's a fad. Has it been hidden all this time and all of a sudden now everybody feel like, they're quick to say it, like, I don't feel right. Could it be that you just can't handle like my parents went through it. They worked through it. Now it seems like people are like, I ain't working through it. Is it the newer generation or not the generation? Because Oprah ain't no new generation. But is it like now everybody's saying, hey, man, if you don't feel right, let people know and just take a chill pill?
I think it's becoming more accepted by some people.
Okay.
And also I think that sometimes people just get to a point where they try to take it and stuff it and they get exhausted.
Makes sense.
And when you get exhausted to the point of where you have to go and see somebody, you got to take off work.
Sure.
You got to stop doing everything.
Sure.
Otherwise, you may, get to a point where you have a psychotic break. And nobody wants to do that. Because when a person have a psychotic break, that's when people end up in the hospital. And nobody wants to go in the hospital.
Makes sense.
And there are a lot of, consequences, repercussions that people feel like they get when they have to be involuntarily admitted into the hospital.
Wow.
So.
Wow. I guess we're just living in a different time now. Now it's easier because I said the time I grew up with in the 70s and 80s, you talking about taking a break or something, somebody else take your job, and people are afraid to say that, take that break, because they're afraid somebody might get their job if they take a week.
Absolutely.
And if you're looked as a little weaker, you know what I'm saying? And especially, let's say, even in the job market with women, when if a woman to take a break, she could really lose a lot. Men sometimes, the CEOs or managers, they feel like, man, it's okay to take, you know what I'm saying, get back his job.
Right.
How do you feel like women, do you see a lot of women who feel the stress of, I'm supposed to do this, if I say no and take a break, I'm looked upon much weaker than a man doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't belong to come back.
A lot of times that is some of the things that happen because women have to prove themselves a lot harder than men do in certain positions. And when they do step away, if it's not for childbirth, then it's not guaranteed that they're going to be reserved or their spot is going to be held for them to come back because of the stigmatism and because of the struggle that they have kind of sort of to have had to get there.
Right, sure.
So, yeah, it is kind of like, women try to fight through it a lot more now.
Sure.
And they have, a lot of times they have ongoing therapy with therapists instead of waiting to the end and the breaking point.
Wow.
They have, women have found a way to do things more incognito because we've been seeking therapy a little bit longer than men have. And when you notice that a man is going to stop his job for therapy, that's because it's become way too overwhelming for him.
Okay. I feel like, did you see the Oprah, the show, what was it called, the movie? The Me You Can't See? Did you ever see that?
No.
It was about mental illness and so
Okay.
forth. Right. Okay. So you just don't really study up on it. You just do your own thing. You don't watch it. Okay, damn. Let me see your license.
I study empirical data that is
empirical.
evidence-based.
Okay, that's right.
I'm not saying that that's not. But
no, I'm joking.
I don't
with you.
watch a lot of TV.
Right,
I don't
right.
inundate my mind with a lot of stuff that is not good for me.
I'm glad you said that because I feel like the fastest we're moving with the internet and so much stuff on it, that's messing with people's health and mental health. I mean, it's a lot is being thrown into you. I tell people we are not robots. We're not machinery. We're just human beings.
Absolutely.
And these machines, the actual machines are throwing too much into us, and sometimes we can't take it. There's kids who are committing suicide because they're being bullied, and I always say, well, why don't you just hit delete? But it's more than that. It's more than that.
Social media has become very addictive. I have become somewhat addicted to some apps. At least I know.
Not the therapist.
I can admit.
Okay.
The first step to recovery is admitting.
Okay, all right.
I am not 100% all the way in addicted, but because I have my barriers. I know what my parameters are. I have to take care of work. I have to take care of me. I have to take care of, my quiet time. I still have to have all of that. So as it relates to social media, for some people, when they have their addictions to it, it's all in. I don't care. They don't care if they miss work for it. They don't care. They just going hard. They're playing whatever the games are.
Sure,
That's their job now. They're doing all of the challenges that they can get into. I mean, social media becomes their life.
Yeah. Let me ask you, so depression is a mental illness, would you say that?
Absolutely.
Okay. So during the pandemic, I mean, a lot of people lost jobs. They had to stay home, and it was a quick switch from how it wasn't gradually happening. This thing happened quickly, within a month or two, people started, it was funny. I remember when the pandemic first happened in March of 2019 and 2020. 2020, right? Everybody's like, yeah, remember the coronavirus. What's her name? Cardi B video. Everybody was laughing and shit. I'm staying home. And then she had about 3 or 4 months into that thing, it turned ugly when they realized it wasn't gonna be over quickly.
It wasn't cute anymore.
Yeah, okay, it wasn't cute.
So it's like we all have become on house arrest, and everybody didn't do anything to become on house arrest, except for live in the world where coronavirus exists. And so as it relates to that, when people are not able to make contact or human contact with other human beings, it makes depression creep in even more because you have no interaction, especially some older people, even younger people who have no family that lives with them. If they're not able to get some type of interaction with human beings, it can cause them to become way more depressed than they normally would have been. So depression has become very real. Even suicide rates have gone up.
I can
because
imagine
of
that.
People being isolated and people not feeling like they have support or any kind of any kind of people to just be there to listen to them.
Right.
Not even feeling like the people that are there for them, they can just reach out to them. So people are not utilizing their resources as they should.
Well, you know, it's funny you say that. I hate when I go to grocery stores or the bank and they tell me the person that's working there, use that machine to do your stuff. I'm like, you understand, I'm getting rid of your job. The more I keep going over here, we're not going to need you. That company, when you tell everybody to check out, check your own groceries out, that person that said that feel good, I ain't working that hard. I'm telling everybody to point. Yeah, well, you know what? They got 20 of y'all doing that now. They're going to have 10 of y'all doing that. They're going to have 5 of y'all doing it. They're going to have 3 of y'all doing it. And you're going to be out of a job.
And then
same at the
have
bank.
1 or 0.
Exactly. And it's crazy because I like to talk to my bankers. They know me and so forth, even grocery store people, because it's human connection. Hey, Shirley. Hey, Mike, how you doing? How your kids doing? And we need that. But people are so quick to be like, I ain't want to talk to nobody. I ain't got time. Even texting nowadays, people don't want to talk to you on the phone. They have a voice. We've disconnected that. It's like, nah, I just want to text you. I'm like, we're losing that human connection. And that's what we need. We're human beings, y'all. We're human beings. We're not machines. And people are so quick to do that. And I see a lot more women, people are not getting married like they used to. And when people are lonely as hell and by themselves and they get older and older, they get bitter and so forth. It's a big cycle, a big cycle.
I think as it relates to that, going away from human interaction with the texting and the carrying on, it's very real because I guess this newer generation has normalized the texting. Sure. I can't get with it.
Anything more than 2 texts, it's a conversation. Pick that damn phone up. I'm about to text you 55 times back and forth. Now you find out I can't spell. I'm trying to say it, but I can spell it.
So you don't want to embarrass yourself.
Right. Spell restaurant. How many R's in restaurant? Some U's up in there. And approximately some P's and some L's or something. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
That many.
Yeah. I'll just, but go ahead.
But I'm just saying, if you can text it, you can talk to somebody on the phone. Mm-hmm. Because I'm more like, I enjoy human interaction. Sure. And if we're going to talk, we need to talk. Right. And a lot of times that's all that a person need in order to pick them up out of a dark place. Sure. If you're texting me, I don't know what, your voice sounds like or what kind of emotions you're saying with those text words. Right. Whereas if I'm listening to you on the phone, then I can, kind of feel where you're going with the conversation and I can be able to catch up and, take it to whatever direction it needs to go in. People misunderstand text a lot. Text messages have been partially reasons why some people have completed suicide because they've sent or received some type of text messages that made them feel uncomfortable, that made them feel like somebody didn't care.
Phone call would have been all better.
All you had to do
was
pick up,
understand, right? But we're in a generation again. We're getting away from human connection, which can help with the mental illness, man, because we're not around each other. I just think that. So okay, in the big picture, you say once you start feeling like it's creeping into your life on a daily basis, and you can't function the way you should as a normal person, take care of your family, your kids, your job, whatever. You're always depressed, or you're always thinking about something, or maybe thinking about something terrible to do to somebody. Mm-hmm. This is the time you should go seek therapy.
Absolutely.
You go see a doctor and let them diagnose you and see how long it takes. You're all right with medicine and you're all right with holistic medicine, right? You're saying
Correct.
that both. Okay. Is there one you weigh towards more than the other? Or?
I don't endorse neither one over the other. Okay. All I want is for somebody to go and get some help. And take care of themselves.
Have you seen somebody get out of that situation and you see them now and you're like, wow, they're so much better? Was it
I've seen people who have had to take medication before and have been stabilized on medicine as well as, getting therapy, and they don't even take medicine anymore. Okay. Because they've gotten to a place where they're able to manage their emotions, manage their thoughts, manage their feelings, But sometimes, people will have to take medicine on a ongoing basis, and that's not the end of the world.
But some people can get addicted to that stuff, right?
It depends on whether you allow yourself to take the medicine as it's prescribed or if you want to take more than what is prescribed.
Well, most people who got mental health ain't thinking straight. So they're most likely going to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
you got to go to, I tell you to come to every day and meet me at Monday. If I was a doctor, meet me at noon for your one pill. Come back tomorrow. Because if I give you all these at one time, you can act a fool with it and shit. But you know what I'm saying? They sick in the mind. Well, they're a little off in the mind. I don't want to use the word sick in the mind.
That's even worse.
Okay. They're mentally ill.
Thank you.
Okay. And they taking pills. They might get addicted to it.
There are some pills that are highly addictive.
Yes.
Okay. However, the doctors tell them that it's highly addictive.
And that solves it. They say, you know what? I ain't going to do it.
That's not
I'm
even
mentally
going to
ill,
solve
but I'm going to
it.
go ahead and stop.
No. Listen, okay, if you take medicine for blood pressure, right?
Okay, yeah.
You're not gonna go and take 2 or 3 pills because it makes
But
your
that's
blood pressure
That
go.
ain't mental. If I'm mentally ill, that's a whole different thing.
People need to treat the medicines the same way. You're not gonna take a whole 3 or 4 blood pressure pills because it's gonna help your blood pressure go down at one time.
Right.
Well, you shouldn't go and
I
take.
ain't mentally ill with with a high blood pressure.
You
but
may be.
Well, I'm talking, but if you mentally ill, I know people take Oxycontin like crazy. I need them Oxycontin like really. I had some one time and dude wanted to buy them off me. I was like, really? You want these pills? Yeah, I'll buy them. Like,
And when people are addicted to medicines like that, and people having the addictive personality,
Right.
the doctors should know
Okay.
not to prescribe those types of medicines.
Okay.
Because there are different classes of medicines that can be prescribed that are not as addictive.
Okay.
And I'm not a medical doctor.
Right.
By the way, but
Therapist, licensed.
I'm a licensed therapist, and so there are
Google that. What that mean? Google license.
a licensed professional counselor.
Where'd you get your license from? No, I'm damn
From the state of Georgia.
Well, then I need to check you out because the state of Georgia off the chain. Okay, but no, it's all good. But let me change the subject real quick. So you lived in Alaska, right?
I did.
I've been to Alaska.
Absolutely. Have you?
Yeah.
How long were you there?
Shit, for the show and go. Okay? me and Nick Cannon, okay? So you dated white men before. Okay, that's good.
Absolutely not.
Well, then you didn't go to Alaska then, okay?
I did
Oh, you
go
did.
to-
You ain't dated nobody in Alaska.
I sure did
So there were
not.
4 black people, and 2 of us left when I got out of that sucker. You know, so funny. When Sarah Palin was running for, whatever, she's from Alaska. I couldn't find a Sarah Palin shirt, but I saw some Obama shirts at the airport. They didn't have a Sarah Palin shirt. I had to go to their campaign office. Well, I didn't go, but they told me you had to go to the campaign office to get a Sarah Palin shirt. That
Probably.
time. Was you out there during that time?
No, I just came back.
Oh, you just
2
came
months
back.
ago.
Oh, well, welcome to this blackness. Okay, these are black people work for me. My whole crew is black.
Okay. Well, hi, black people.
Right. Yeah. It's a non-profit organization. Okay. That's what we got here. Okay, ain't no problem. But go ahead. So you got back from Alaska and you came here to the motherland of darkness.
Yeah, I came back to
Okay.
the motherland
Okay.
of darkness.
Go ahead, listen.
I was only there for a year.
A year there is like 10 years. Okay, I've been in.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Let's be real about Alaska. Shout out to Alaska. The 2 people watching it from Alaska.
There are some black people there, though.
Okay.
I was in a very, very small rural village that was so underprivileged.
Wow.
It didn't have a
So you were in Anchorage?
Walmart. No.
I've been in Anchorage. I think.
There's a Walmart in Anchorage.
Right, I know. I'm joking. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was in a place called Bethel.
Bethel.
In my terms, Bethel.
Okay. So now you come to the Mecca of Georgia. Okay, and you are single.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you're
single.
dealing with a lot of these mental illness out here because there's a lot of crazies out here.
Indeed.
How do you this time avoid? How would a young lady like yourself, who's a licensed therapist, you would like to be dating again, wouldn't you? Okay.
Sure.
Right. How does a woman like you, with the mentality that you have and the experience you have, how do you go out here and date?
Very carefully.
I know that's right. There's a lot of reasons you got to do. It's like walking in a minefield out here with me.
Absolutely. That's the reason why I am single, because when people show me who they are, I take them for their word.
Right.
We teach people the way to treat us.
Right.
And if they teach me that they're going to be reckless, I'm teaching them that I'm not going to put up with that.
But now you say you date mostly only black men.
Yeah, I do.
Do you see the trauma that black men have been through, and do you see that? Do you when you meet them, how do you understand that and still date someone if they do? Because almost every black man I know, not real black men, but black men who've been in urban settings more, they've been through some stuff. That's why we step on each other's shoe and ready to kill each other. That's why we kill each other so quickly. How do you, as a single young lady, circumvent through that kind of dating men like that? Dating men who might have trauma.
So as it relates to me, one thing you have to understand is as it relates to my life, I don't pay taxes on other people's bills.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
If I didn't do it to you, I'm not going to allow you to treat me any kind of way because I didn't do it.
Right.
However, if there is something that you want to try and, work through or deal with that is not pertaining to me,
okay,
you want to do that on your own time. You need to get a therapist of your own, because I'm not trying to fix anybody in a relationship.
Oh, come on. We all need a little help.
Yeah.
You have the tools.
That's why there are therapists.
Would you, licensed ones
Licensed
that sit on my show.
Absolutely. And I'm not going to be I can't, it's unethical for me to provide therapy
Really?
to someone who I'm emotionally involved with or that I'm emotionally attracted to.
Damn. Are you emotionally attracted to me?
That's a possibility.
Oh, well, you ain't gonna help me out. Well, damn, I'm trying to get some help. Shit, damn, I messed up. But no, I don't blame you because it's the wild, wild west out here in the dating
Absolutely.
scene. It is crazy. All right. Well, I wish you luck.
I can refer you to somebody though.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she fine? Shit. I don't tell nobody.
You
my
just
problem.
bent on somebody losing their license, huh?
Well, yeah, what's up? Well, we do out here. Yeah. No, I ain't trying to have you lose your license, but all right. So, but yeah, I noticed that and even black women though. I feel like because I don't date white women, I have no problem against white women. White women just don't want me because when they want somebody black, they want a black woman, and they want a nigga like a slave with big ass
So
lip, nose.
you're not brown enough.
Yeah, exactly. I need to have a spear in my finger. Shit, they want Ubuntu. They don't want me. Okay, so I mostly date black women, almost exclusively. I feel like again, I don't date white women. Y'all have been through some stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like a barrier before you get to them. Mm-hmm. And I think some of that's mental illness.
It is.
Yes.
And it's unresolved.
And it ain't my fault. Like you said, it ain't my. I ain't gonna pay your bills, lady. Is that like you said?
You ain't gonna pay taxes on nobody.
I ain't paying no taxes on your bills. All right.
So the thing is, you have to set boundaries, okay?
Okay.
As it relates to that, because each person who wants to be in a relationship wants to be in a relationship with someone who is able to communicate with them,
Sure,
and who is able to manage their emotions in a way where even if they are dealing with something, they're at a place where they can communicate with the person that they're with that I'm dealing with something right now, and it may take some time, but I'm willing to work with you on doing this as it relates to relationship wise. So if a person is not able to articulate that to you, then it's not going to be worth your time.
Well, okay, and I'll wrap it up with this, but like. Almost all relationships I heard, you have to work on them. You got to work inside them. You have to work. When I see people who are dating or been married for a long time, I'm quite sure both of them was ready to grab that door at one point in the relationship to leave.
True.
You know what I'm saying? But they stayed. They worked in whatever they went through. You're seeming like you want the perfect guy mentally to get in a relationship with, and that ain't gonna happen.
That's not what I said.
Okay.
But what I did say is that I'm not gonna pay taxes on somebody else's bill.
Well, okay, I get that, but all right. Well, maybe I don't know.
I'm not going to be a punching bag.
I get that.
I'm not going to be allow anybody to verbally abuse me.
Okay, I get that.
I'm not going to allow anybody to just talk reckless and just be disrespectful in any kind of way.
Okay.
And 9 times out of the 10,
you'll be single for a long time.
I am probably.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Are you sure you're okay with that?
I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine with that.
And it's funny y'all say that because women say it all the time to me. I'm perfectly by myself, but as soon as they get a hint of a nigga they in love with, it's all on their Instagram page. My boo boo. How long y'all been together? 2 weeks. Goddamn. Really give it a chance. And then when you and boo boo break up, then all of a sudden them Instagram pictures are gone. It's back down to 3 pictures your ass.
I don't even put pictures on my social media.
Ooh. Well, you're a licensed therapist. You ain't allowed to. Well, you shouldn't.
I shouldn't, and I don't.
Well, Arlevia, I appreciate you being on my show. I really do.
For having me.
Of course. No. I learned a little bit. Basically, I'm nuts. But I'll tell you this. We do a little thing called spin the wheel.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah. Don't be no, oh, Lord. This is where you got to spin the wheel. And what it lands on, you have to participate in. It could be anywhere. If you have a celebrity crush, you got to pick. I'll give you a phone. You got to give a phone call to your celebrity crush and act like how would you act trying to tell him to come see you for a romantic evening, or you come to his house for a romantic evening. If that's what a celebrity crush is, we call it the biggest lie you ever told. There's come on. I know why. Okay, who'd you trade places with and why? Whoever it could be. We read a sexual passage from our book. We have a book about that. We have how you lost your virginity. Spin again, got some money for you, or a real secret. So what we're going to do is we're going to let you spin that wheel, put that Mississippi, Ellisville, Mississippi spin to that. Spin that thing. You can move that way. Yeah, spin that thing. And wherever that, hold on, we can get you a drum roll. Y'all ready for a drum roll? Give a nice little spin, and we're going to see where it lands. Are we ready? All right, here we go. Give a real spin. That way. Yeah, okay. Oh! What is down there?
Spin again.
Oh, spin again. Okay, one more time. Spin it down this way then. How about pulling it down like that?
This way?
No, pull it down. Push it. There you go. Yank it as hard as you can. Well, there you go. Boop.
Oh, my celebrity crush call.
Oh, celebrity crush call. So think of a celebrity. Think of a celebrity you had that you know.
Let me get some water on this.
Oh, and you got 2 minutes to call that celebrity up. You know, it's a fake call, but you see how your Mac is, how good you are. You pick the phone, you say, hey, whoever the person is, and then you start talking romantically, however you want to talk to the person. And we want to see what kind of Macking skills you have on a celebrity. You got a celebrity in mind? Ooh, you ain't gonna tell me right now. You got a celebrity in mind?
I do.
You do got a celebrity in mind. Okay, take me out your mind and put another one in there. All right. Okay, I've been a short call. What up, nigga? All right, bye. Click. You're nutty. So pick up you get the call, say hello, and hit the person's name, and you have a minute and a half to get him to come to your crib or you to go to his crib, whatever decision you want to make.
Okay.
I want to hear how you talk.
Is his number in your phone?
Well, yeah. Really?
It could be.
Oh my God. And quiet on set, y'all. and say hello and say his name so we know. I want to know who this guy is. And quiet and go ahead.
Hello, Idris.
Oh.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you? It's Arlevia. Yes, I know you've been missing me. I've been missing you as well. I've just been working. I'm here at Pierre's show, Why don't you come over when I leave here? I'll be leaving here in about 10, 15 minutes. Are you headed my way?
Ooh.
Well, it's going to take me about 30, 45 minutes to get there, but when I get there, you know what's going to happen, right?
What?
Are you going to bring dinner? Okay, we're going to have dinner. Okay, that's great. Great. And after dinner? After dinner. Is that right? You're going to be kissing some places that what? Pierre's going to be jealous. He's going to wish he could. Great. What about before that part? Can we do like a bubble bath and a little champagne? Sounds good. Okay. All right. I'll be waiting. All right, sweetheart. Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Give it up. I like that. Damn. I got to take me a cold shower. That was a good fun. Yeah, Idris coming over. Idris. All right.
He'll be waiting on me when I get there.
Job. We give every one of my guests, we give a swag bag. Got little gifts in there. I want you to open up, looking in, pull them out, pull the stuff out. Let's see what's in there. Let's see what works for you.
Okay.
Let's see what we got in there. Let's see what you got. Let's read it and look at it. There you go.
See what
You got my book.
Okay.
My, what is it called?
My 100 homies and phonies of Hollywood.
That's right. I've been to Hollywood. I know some homies and phonies of Hollywood. All right.
All right now.
All right. So
And it's signed by Pierre.
Well, it's by me, girl. Okay.
Okay
Then.
then.
All right.
Look at
All right. What else we got
there.
in that swag bag? What else we got in that
Let's see what else
swag
we
bag?
got off in this bag.
What is that? Oh, come on now. What is that? What is that? Ooh.
This better say panic room on it.
What? Show. Okay, look at that. In green. Ooh, that's a hot green. That's
Let
a
me
medium.
See when I wear this, y'all know.
Medium? Wrong person? Okay. Extra large. Okay. Oh, shit. The fuck? You can't wear medium?
Yes, I can wear a
Tight.
medium.
Okay. Make it, yeah. You put the little undies with it on. You got the green joint. Everybody don't get the green joint. What else you got there?
Oh.
Who's that by?
That is, a vegan sweets and treats.
Sweets and treats. What is that? Some
That
lotion,
is
right? Cream?
lotion.
Ooh, sweets and treats. All that's black owned.
Oh, it's shea butter.
Yeah, by
Thank
Shavana.
you,
Shea butter.
I didn't want to mess up somebody's name.
Right, I
but
know that's right. My bad.
beautiful.
You know how we do on this.
Some homemade shea butter.
Yeah, whatever.
And, oh, Lord. Oh,
Look at that.
somebody
Look at
must.
that.
Oh.
Yes. Who else?
Celestial Goddess.
Made you a bracelet. Let's look
Made
at
me a bracelet.
You
I
like
love
that?
bracelets.
That's real stone. That ain't no cheap stuff. Ain't no swap me stuff. It's a real deal.
Wow.
Yeah, Celestial Goddess don't mess around with her
You
stuff.
guys need to go check out Celestial Goddess.
Okay. Anything else in there? Well, no.
Let me see what else I got in this bag.
Ooh, got more
That's
stuff in
it,
there?
baby. That's it.
We got a paper in there. Well, that's it.
I got
That's
some
good enough.
paper.
Yeah, paper. Okay, well, damn the paper. Ooh, look at that paper. Look at that. That's the best gift of all, that paper. There you go. Well, Arlevia, thank you so much for coming on my show. You spread a little news. You made it feel good. Hey, if you have any, look, on the real stuff, if you have any mental illness or you know somebody has mental illness, please seek help, man, because especially in the black community, it's really stressful. Please seek help, and so everybody can have a better day and get to a better day and better situation. Maybe you have to go see a licensed therapist. Don't be afraid if you have that happening. Don't be afraid. Speak up and say something, man, please, man, because we're trying to, save us for the culture, man. Again, thank you so much for coming. Thank y'all for watching Pierre's Panic Room. You know how we do it every week. We have amazing guests. This is no different, man. Thank y'all for subscribing. Don't forget to hit the notification bell right there. All right, y'all? And I'll holler at y'all later. We'll see you again on Pierre's Panic Room next edition. Holla.
Hi, my name is Arlevia Deloach, and Lord, I survived Pierre's Panic Room. Woo!
If you like that show, like, subscribe, and comment below. Hit the notification bell. Hit the subscribe button, man. We want you around. Appreciate it.